Now, trickle-down economics is an economic philosophy that focuses on the rich, and I'm going to explain trickle-down economics in detail. The best way to explain it is to use a ladder. So I want you to think about a ladder. If you stand the ladder up against a house, you'll see the top of the ladder and the bottom of the ladder. Now, the rich are located at the top of the ladder, and the bottom of the ladder is where everyone else is located. The money infusion is input at the top of the ladder to the rich. As trickle-down economics places money into the hands of the rich through tax cuts for the rich, consisting of low tax rates for the rich, tax loopholes for the rich, along with other corporate welfare for the rich, such as government subsidies, corporate bailouts, and includes deregulated industries for the rich, which enable them to run roughshod over the poor and middle class, along with other means through which the rich can acquire more wealth at the expense of the poor and middle class. After that wealth is acquired by the rich, some of it is supposed to eventually trickle down to the bottom of the ladder to the poor and middle class through job creation, although that does not happen. As the money is utilized by the rich to create more wealth for themselves through stock buybacks and other types of investments, along with other methods of wealth creation, and includes the utilization of offshore tax havens, as money is placed in offshore bank accounts in an attempt to circumvent the United States tax system, instead of job creation, which stifles economic stimulation. The loss of job creation stops additional money from being spent into the economy through the widening of available jobs, which would allow more people to earn money, and as a result, more money to be spent into the economy. And Republican administrations continue to push trickle-down economics, even though trickle-down economics does not work, because of the fact that when money is infused at the top of the ladder to the rich, it is held back from the possibility of having an impact on the economy through job creation purposes. It is utilized to make more money for the rich, and as a result, the rich become richer, but everyone else is left out of the equation, which is the reason trickle-down economics has always been a bad idea. Trickle-down economics are not for the poor and middle class. And these types of trickle-down tactics are inherent in the Republican idea of a capitalistic free market enterprise, which undoubtedly benefits the rich to the detriment of the poor and middle class. As government money is funneled to the rich through corporate welfare, which is inclusive of numerous corporate entities, and government money is taken away from the poor and middle class, as entitlement programs, which benefit the poor and middle class, are cut. And let me give you some facts about entitlement programs, because some people attempt to portray the word entitlement as a bad word concerning the least of these receiving assistance from the federal government. And there is nothing bad about the word entitlement at all concerning entitlement programs. The fact of the matter is, you have paid taxes throughout your life, which entitles you to utilize any of these programs you qualify for if you are in need, provided you meet the means test, which are a set of guidelines according to income levels and family size, which are required to be met in order to receive assistance. You have paid taxes throughout your working life that has helped others who were utilizing the programs in their time of need. And if you are in need of help, you are entitled to utilize the programs, as you have earned the right along with every other taxpayer. Hence the words entitlement programs. And they perform the function of assisting people who need help, while at the same time adding to the stimulation of the economy. Now, as I stated earlier, trickle-down economics are what Republican administrations utilize, and it does not work. If trickle-down economics worked, the United States would be close to ending poverty after all of the years of trickle-down economic policies. According to data from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, at data.oecd.org, out of the list of the G7 nations, which are the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Italy, Germany, and Japan, the United States has the largest wealth gap between the rich and poor. This is a direct result of trickle-down economic policies that don't work. Republicans have to face the fact that if the poor and middle class did not exist, the rich would not exist, as the rich become rich through the poor and middle class. The rich obtain poor and middle class labor to produce the goods and provide the services, and the rich sell the majority of those goods and services produced by poor and middle class labor to the same poor and middle class who provide the labor to produce the goods and provide the services. So the rich are being supported by the poor and middle class on both sides of the economic equation. Once these facts are understood, it is easy to see how the poor and middle class are the engine of the economy. And this is a proven fact. If the poor and middle class did not exist, the rich would not exist. We thank you for your time.